Hey, what's going on YouTube? My name is Ben. This is my channel, Houndoom's House. First off, just want to say thank you if you're here watching this because this is my first YouTube video ever. Something I've been wanting to do is kind of get into YouTube and videos and things like that, content overall, for a little while. Used to be heavy on Instagram a couple years ago, but kind of trailed off on that just as life caught up and got a little busier and just couldn't find the time really to focus on making little shorts and reels like I'd wanted to. But over the last year, I've kind of reprioritized things, and I think this year one of the things I want to do is really try to make more of a push into content. It just looks fun, to be honest. It's something that I've wanted to do, but I've really just never sat down and done it and given it the time that it takes. And I know it takes a lot of time. I've watched plenty of it. I can't imagine the work that goes into it, but you got to start somewhere. So I figured I would just go ahead and make a video and put it out there today. So I think for this video, what we'll be doing is I've got a stack of 50 cards right here that I will be sending out for grading. So I'm just going to run through these real quick, show you what's going out, and then just kind of go stream of consciousness with it and talk Pokemon. So we can go ahead and get started. You know, I have been collecting in the TCG again for about 4 years. I was a heavy collector when I was a kid, and actually when I got to my teenage years and was about to get out of Pokemon, I knew my friends, you know, we were going to high school. It was kind of uncool, obviously, to be liking Pokemon, especially, you know, if you're a 90s kid. You know, people maybe aren't as accepting back then as they are today. So one of the things I actually did was I bought out a friend of mine's collection for literal pennies. I bought a shoebox of pennies, quarters, dimes and nickels, and a couple Yu-Gi-Oh cards when we were 15. And my wife got me a Nintendo Switch for Christmas about 4 years ago, I want to say, and she got me Pokemon Brilliant Diamond. And that kind of really sparked my interest in Pokemon. I'd been thinking about it, you know, I'd passed the cards at the store plenty of times before and thought to myself, should I get a pack? But, you know, I just never pulled the trigger. And, you know, that kind of really got me back into it. So I started playing Brilliant Diamond. I pulled out my old cards and, you know, I had a lot of really good cards still. I kept everything from when I was a kid. You know, I had the Shining Charizard from Neo Destiny, the Expedition Charizard, base set Charizard, all the Neo Houndooms. Really, a lot of the Pokemon I collected back then. And seeing all of that and kind of playing the games and getting back into it was just, it was a thrill as an adult that I didn't know I needed. And so over the last, you know, time frame, whatever that is, 3-4 years, I have really jumped full scale back into collecting and now also buying and selling and grading Pokemon cards. And it's really just been an awesome adventure. So excited to finally kind of take this step and try content at least a little bit. You know, you only live once. It's something I want to do. I'd regret not doing it, I think. So we'll see how it goes. But these are, you know, these are all cards right here that I will be grading. And it's funny, you know, thinking about kind of where I started versus where I am now with collecting and buying and selling and grading. And I have just really, you know, I remember sending in my first PSA submission thinking everything was a 10, 3-something years ago, and, you know, I'd wait, yeah, I'd maybe do 1 or 2 a year, right? I was keeping everything, but then you kind of learn that it's an expensive hobby, it's only getting more expensive, and it's really impossible to continue to grow your collection unless you're moving things around a little bit. You know, I'm lucky enough to have a good job, but even then, you know, there are bills I gotta pay. There's a lot of other stuff going on in life, and I can't spend it all on this beautiful shiny cardboard. So funny to think about the, you know, what has changed in that time. But all of these cards I have picked up at card shows this month, well, I guess last month, January. And, you know, they all look really clean. I'm very happy with them, and I'm actually going to be sending them into tag grading. I know tag's a little newer, but I've been selling on eBay for a while now, and ever since I switched over from PSA to tag, mainly because of the wait times, obviously. Everyone's aware of it. It's a problem with PSA. You know, for someone like me who's just trying to make a couple dollars to buy the cards I want, right? Like, I don't, you know, that Neo Houndoom English in a 9 isn't gonna be paid for with my work cash, I can tell you that. So what I'm trying to do is just find cards that I can grade, sell them on eBay, and, you know, just make a couple extra collection dollars, and, you know, maybe obviously open a couple packs with that money as well. But doing so, you know, it's been an adventure. I've learned a lot over that period of time, and I think I've really locked in with Tag, and kind of, you know, I can expect that they'll be close to their estimated turnaround times. I know kind of what I've been dinged for and what I haven't, which is another advantage that I like of Tag, is just kind of knowing where my inconsistencies are by seeing the dig reports. So I'm very confident that this batch of cards is going to go well. As you can see, it's a lot of modern. You know, I'm not going to lie, I love vintage. I collect vintage. I got plenty of vintage in my binder. I've got everything from when I was a kid, but man, when it comes to grading, I don't know enough. I don't know enough about it to really do it effectively. So that's kind of a world that I don't really venture into. Grading mostly modern right now, but it's been going well. And, you know, part of this channel, what I want it to be, is kind of just really stream of consciousness, like I said, shooting the shit, talking market, talking collecting, talking the games. You know, I still play every Pokemon title. I played every one on an emulator that I missed when I was a teenager, so I still love a lot of other parts of Pokemon, not just these cards. But one of the things I do want to talk about on this channel is just, you know, like operating a side hustle, right? Like, I am not going to sit here and say I'm some super successful Pokemon reseller or anything like that. You know, in my spare time, I do like to go to card shows, and if I see clean cards, I send them out to grade. This lot right here, this is a lot more than usual, because I am trying to spend a little more time, reprioritize this a little more, because I get a lot of joy out of doing this. I have a lot of fun going to card shows. I have a lot of fun scouting cards. And really, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. I have nothing else to say right there. I just blanked. But a lot of these, you know, I think we're gonna see some good grades back, and, you know, I also want to do some reveals on this channel as well. What is that? I got a lot of pets, so if you're seeing any kind of hair, like dots of crud on here, that would be because of the 4 pets I have. But yeah, really just wanted to kind of make an introductory video. You know, I do plan on trying to put out some more videos, you know, weekly, twice a week, whatever, you know, the phrase is for that. And really just, you know, be more of a part of the community face to face. You know, I think I've been hiding behind a screen for a while, and, you know, I think I've gotten out more in person, but like, there's a whole world of people obviously on YouTube and Instagram that, you know, I know and I interact with, so I want to be more a part of that. So that's kind of the goal of this channel. Stream of consciousness, like I said, I can't really even remember what I talked about for the past 8 minutes, and it was kind of just rambling. But that's the goal, you know, just have fun and talk. So those are the cards I'm sending out. They will be going out tomorrow, and then I'm hoping to get them back in a month. Tag's been pretty good about their turnaround times, as I've found. So we'll see if they stick to that, but we're hoping for 35 10s out of these like 50 cards. That's the goal. So when that happens, we will be opening them here. But thank you all for watching if you did. I hope you have a great day. Peace.